lighting.
It's either your arms are too short or the lighting report. Can't be your eyes.
Bit of both.
That piece of the other piece. So, I don't know.
I don't know how to do it. I know farm, it's just real funny. They're looking to break it, it's really allowed to break it so many times, so many years.
Yeah.
All kinds of rules. Okay, it's 5:30 p.m. I'll call the Thursday, December 18th, 2025 meeting of the Advisory Planning Commission meeting to order. Jacob, would you proceed with a roll call, please? Or Maria?
Yes, actually, Maria, would you get that?
Okay.
President Kevin Arnold,
Here.
Vice President Jake Rayburn,
Here.
Bryce Black,
Here.
Cliff Wood,
Here.
Deanna Rule,
Here.
Scott Barton,
Here.
Craig Hewitt,
Here.
Mike Davis,
Here.
Sean Covey,
Here.
Mayor Phillips,
Here.
Todd Sammons, Jacob Hall,
Here.
and myself, Maria Argueta, present.
Thank you. You all were presented the minutes of the last meeting from Thursday, September 18th. There is one correction I found. BZA should be APC.
Oh.
Yeah, so you want to make that part of your motion? In the review and approval of past minutes, it says presented the minutes from the last BZA, it should say APC.
Oh, yes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes with the correction.
It's been a motion to approve the minutes. Do I hear a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve the minutes of the last meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved. New business, APC 08-2025 Scouts Bluff Large Lot Split. Who would like to, Jacob, you want to take that one? Jim, would you like to present?
I was going to leave it up to Jim.
We've got a piece of ground that butts up next to the railroad tracks. And Greg and Kelly Wright's daughter wants to do something with it down the road. It butts up to the city's well that we sold them several years ago. And basically, it's just the end of the cornfield or bean field that butts up to the tracks and comes to the road towards Mr. Brandenburg's land. And since we're splitting it off, 4 acres off of whatever the other 6 acres or 7 acres that's left, I guess that's why I'm here.
So where's the split?
So there's a plat that's included in the meeting packet, and the split should be highlighted.
The whole area is going to be one parcel?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's being split off of that, the rectangle that's in the middle of the block there.
The right property?
Yes, so the line that it's being split along is basically the back, the rear of the Sailor Apartments property. It's right there. It'll continue to the north and cut it off there.
Okay, I'm confused.
Yes.
It is
So we have a
difficult
bigger
to
parcel
understand.
and we're making a smaller parcel?
So which of these parcels, because you can't read it?
Railroad
So-
tracks is right there.
This parcel here is
Yeah,
coming
that
off,
understands.
So no, it's coming off of the one that's in the middle of the board today.
this,
It was in Chad Healy's,
That one, yes.
Right here?
all this right here.
Yes.
part of Chad Healy's.
So that all
I
currently
don't
is
care about that. I mean, yes.
here
All
and
this.
then this.
Okay. What's highlighted then?
The highlighted
That's
portion.
what you
Oh, the
want.
main, the whole.
Basically everything except what's left.
Yeah, all of this is staying right here.
That's yours.
That's the city, that's a lot back.
That's your drive coming into your well.
Okay, so the highlighted area is the 4 point,
Yeah,
and that's being split from what?
the piece south of it there?
Well, what you see on the whole drawing was the original parcel that I bought several years ago.
So it's being, Craig, it's
Yeah.
being split from the parcel that's in the very middle of everything. It says parent parcel Scouts Bluff LLC.
Oh, I see.
Very helpful, thank you.
So yeah, there's 5 houses. If anybody knows anybody, you can buy that one on the end, it's still for sale.
So somebody's gonna put a house in the highlighted area?
I'm not sure what she's planning on doing, to be honest with you, like Bryce or somebody knows.
When
more than I do.
I've spoken to her, she says that her plan is to build 1 and probably 2 houses along Matheson, between the city well and the road, and the railroad tracks, of course. So in that section up there.
So other than Matheson Street, will that leave the last parcel inaccessible?
No,
How do you
Last-
get to that?
well, that's another issue down the road.
Okay.
Abigail Street is gravel going right down the middle.
Elza Street? Or, oh, I'm sorry.
Says
Abigail.
Hotels are right there.
Houses right there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a street on the south end of that piece,
Yes.
basically.
yeah, Elza gravel street, or Abigail goes straight into that off of Vine.
It's currently unfinished. It's just gravel.
And then as far as to the east of the water tower, how do they access that? The new owners, how do they access that? They drive along the railroad track or?
I have no clue. I think
That
there's,
doesn't matter to you?
to me,
Yeah,
no, that's getting rid of a headache.
I believe it.
Is that, does Elza Street actually connect to that? The weird little part of the end?
No, no, when I sold that piece off to Bruce to put his nice apartments in there, that basically stops at that turnaround right by where Rick Williams's stuff was at the end of that street.
Okay.
So they have no access to that eastern part, either from the west. or
There might be a
south.
few feet, from her dad's on that 100-foot circle or whatever around the fenced-in area.
Enough to get a car through.
Yeah,
10-4.
no, it's just me giving a young kid a piece of ground for very cheap money.
I don't know, that's way beyond my. You got a willing buyer, I guess. And the reason they didn't take just the west part of the, because it leaves you better off by getting rid of the east part too, that you really can't do anything with.
Sure.
What other questions do I have, Jim?
What other questions am I gonna have?
No,
Or you go?
what are my other questions am I gonna have?
Nothing, it's just a headache, downsizing, wanting to get rid of it, and, you know, she asked, and I said, sure. So, I mean, as far as moving forward, you know, that goes into Jacob's headache, Bryce's headache, and, you know, everything else from then, you know, from here on.
At this point, we're just looking for it. Should we split it into 2 separate ones, and that's a future.
Jacob, has everything been provided by the petitioner that's required for the split?
For now, it's just this preliminary plat that's been provided.
Is that all that's required?
I'll have to consult the subdivision control ordinance, but there were a couple other things that were necessary, yes.
What sort of action are we looking for tonight?
I suppose I'm not exactly sure. I haven't been provided.
Informative at this point, or?
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so.
Is that what you're after, Jim? What are you after with this petition?
I was just told we need to come up here because we're splitting one chunk off of another. So, I don't know. I mean, I want to sell the piece of property and be out from underneath it and be done with it. So all I need is approval to have it split, and then they can do with whatever they want to do with it moving forward, that's all. I mean, I'll probably back again, you know, for the rest, for the 6 acre piece, you know, down the road, depending on, you know, everything else down the road, but, you know, there's 6 acres that somebody, you know, would love to have, I'm sure, in the middle. But it was under contract once with that house, that's for sale, but then that fell through. So, gentleman moving back from Colorado back into town that grew up here and then moved to Colorado. But he couldn't sell his house out there, so.
Well, that was a good question for Jacob. What else do we need to get all the paperwork finalized, really?
I mean, were there notices required for this?
There were notices sent out for this,
Okay.
yes, already.
Okay, and Van Meters, you live by this, do you have any concerns or questions?
No. I guess my only question, is Jack gonna keep farming that? How's he gonna get there? That crap he's got's not going down that gravel stretch.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Maybe he'll farm that for them. That'll give him access then.
Yeah.
Rights have a driveway, don't they, that goes back there?
Who?
Rights?
I don't think they do right now. I think the only driveway goes through you guys as well.
Well, I think you can get around the south, or the north side of their place to get to the back. But, I don't know. He's actually been renting that from them, what Greg and Kelly bought for the last couple of years. So yeah, he's been renting it to put crop in from them, so I'm sure there ain't gonna be any problem with him sneaking through, at least the way things are today.
It said 20 people 50 times. I guess that's their problem.
Since the notices have been sent out, and we're having a public hearing, you're saying we do not have all information yet?
No, I don't believe so, and I don't have the list of requirements here in front of me.
You have everything you need to make their decision tonight. You don't have everything, what they're asking to move forward down the road.
No, I'm asking for tonight.
I know, but I'm saying he's got everything done tonight with the notices sent out, everything for tonight's meeting, as far as you approving the split off. He doesn't have I think what Jacob's saying, he doesn't have everything as far as anybody wanting to do a house, 2 houses, whatever. That's the first I've heard of 2 houses, but I'm saying he doesn't have
Well, that's
that
not what
prepared
tonight's
moving
meeting is about. My question is, for tonight's meeting, for the hearing, for the notices, what else is needed to either approve or not approve?
I think I also need a copy of the deed and 1 or 2 other things that are in the subdivision control ordinance.
From me, Jacob?
Yes, I believe so.
The deed as in this being, because this is, you have officially split this off the other 6 acres, correct?
Yes.
And you do have that recorded and you do have that deed?
Yes, that's all been done and paid for.
Okay. He's just saying you have not received the deed yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, all she's gotta do is give him a copy of that then. I mean, that's already done and paid for.
Right. So, to move forward, is there any other questions? Because it's as simple as putting a motion, I'll make the motion to approve it pending the deed and all requirements that is still yet to be received. Once that is completed, then it would be officially moved, passed.
Okay. It's been motioned to approve this pending the submittal of required documents to the building department. Do I hear a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to approve. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is APC 09-2025 Rivertown Family Fun Center rezone.
David, you want to take it away?
I know you have these in your meeting packet already, but since I put giant Rivertown paper clips on them, can I give you a copy?
Put a giant river down there.
Yeah. You're family focused, let's be goofy. It's the same thing you have in your packet. Just a little easier to get to, sorry.
Thank you, sir.
All right, green or red?
Oh, we got green again.
Okay. I'm sure many of you know that this process started a while ago, and that's good for me because it's given us 5 months of data. I'm told that to be general amusement, we need to rezone. And why do we want general amusement? So that we can become an anchor downtown for family fun. So I could talk you through all of this, but do you have any preliminary questions before I start going through it?
Doesn't sound like it.
What is your approved occupancy rate?
Approved occupancy rate, we do not get an update on that until after this. When Joshua Davis was here, he said, I don't want to go through that until you go through this.
Oh, okay. So you still have to get the approval from the state then for,
Yes, sir. So currently, if you look at the second page, we have the IDEM approval for this type of business. And then we just have to change it from high hazard to general occupancy.
okay. Because I knew that the CTS didn't have a very high occupancy.
Right.
Have you had that, like, inspected by the fire department or any, I was wondering, how many entrances and exits do you have?
There are technically 2 official entrances plus the 5 bay doors, which don't count as entrances, exits. So nothing's changing for that. Egress, ingress stays the same. And we've had Titan come out and do structural assessment, and that passed, and we have not had anybody come out and do anything additional yet.
Any other questions before he goes through his? Yeah.
What's BD1 and BD2, or BR1 and 2?
Bathroom 1 and 2.
Just in case.
There wasn't double.
So I mentioned the IDEM note. I didn't ask for this. I just got a random email on the 3rd that said, hey, we're approving you to repurpose for a family fun center. So that was really nice. The ERCs mentioned that there is high lead content in the gravel lot, which is not being used next to the building. Not doing anything with that, so we're not concerned with that. But the actual structure is safe and everything's fine there.
Don't eat the gravel.
What's that?
Just don't eat the gravel.
Don't eat the gravel. Great point. If you look at the overhead image, that's all 3 parcels. And the outlines, there's a legend up at the top. The yellow is the full 3 parcels. The green box is where we'll do outdoor things. The pink outline is where I'd like to do outdoor seating without eating the gravel. And then A, the blue box A, I'd like to add in a handicap ramp. No one's asked me to do that, but I think it would be helpful. B is steps down to the riverfront from the retaining wall. I'd also like to add handrails along the retaining wall. And then box C is potential river access pending DNR approval and city approval, so that in spring and summer we could offer kayaking and tubing. That's an issue for another day. If you flip to the next, it's an interior view. Things that are already there are the indoor playground, the toddler soft play area, and the interactive arcade. Those all already exist. And thanks to the city attorney and Jacob's grace, we did host 3 private events last month. And one of those was private open house. We had 24 attendees. Those were geared toward HR departments of local industry. So some kids came, but it was mostly a focus on how do we help local industry. And then the second event was Michelle Oliver's in-home daycare. They came and tested out the facility, and she gave me a lot of great feedback. And then the third event was a pray and play event where we invited half a dozen local church people to come in and just be part of what we're doing. So we've gotten feedback, we've got some fixtures in there, and then everything else is what we want to add. So the Ninja Zone, the mini golf, the jelly ball, yes, they're there, but I can't start doing those things publicly until we get past these next steps. Any questions on the interior before I dive into the analytics?
Yeah, what are plans for parking?
So parking right now, there's the existing parking spaces. There's one handicap spot. I'd like to add more. And then I'd like to utilize the public parking that's available. So next to Fenwick's and then the large lot off of the river behind BP. I think downtown's very walkable. I want to encourage walking. So if we've got kids playing, let's walk. All right, I'm a data nerd. Are you ready? In the last 5 months, as of today, we've had 413,000 engagements about Rivertown. Of those, 39,000 of them, it says 36, but I checked today, 39,000 have interacted with what we're putting out on social media. From a conversion standpoint, it's phenomenal. We're reaching way beyond Rensselaer. It's a way for us to draw in visitors. It's how we draw in foot traffic. It's how we become that anchor that I mentioned earlier. So I won't bore you with all of the nitty gritty, but if you flip over to the 1 month view, we're still, very last point, very reaction heavy. 85% of our engagements are just at the, oh, that's exciting. I wonder what they're going to do. As soon as we get past these steps, we get to turn on the conversion engine, which then brings us to the next page, where on average we're hitting 60,000 views a month. At a very conservative 0.25 to 0.75% conversion, that means we could be seeing 150 to 450 new members at Rivertown each month. Massive revenue generation for us, but more importantly, moving on to annual visitors, which then leads into economic impact. That combined monthly visitors, just with that conservative conversion rate, is between 1,100 and 5,400. What does that mean for our local businesses is that they go spend money other places too. So we get to draw in more dollars. So I think being a family anchor downtown means more money coming into town than us saying, what do we want to do with that? What's the tax revenue for, what's the tax percentage for Rensselaer? Is it 6% something? So just take 6% of my 1.1 million and say, what do you want to do with it?
Who made these projections?
These numbers are straight from Facebook, Instagram analytics, and then taking my market study background of taking the most conservative value possible and converting it to potential revenue. And then the last page is we've put in $50,000 on this so far. Our minimum viable revenue is $72,000 a year. We don't have to make much money to stay here long term, which is why I'm asking for a rezone and not just a variance. This needs to be a legacy project. I won't do this forever, but a rezone means that somebody could keep that there forever, and we can keep impacting families here for next to nothing. $72,000 a year. Yay. So that's the pages. I hope I haven't left you with more questions than answers.
You like numbers, don't you?
I do.
This is really cool, though. From my perspective, I think something like this in Rensselaer is a great idea. However, our zoning ordinance, I was looked last week, looked again today. This would essentially be a spot zone, one parcel with, I think there's 2 or 3 different zones around it. And that'd be the only issue I have with the rezoning, is it'd be a spot zone for a single parcel, and I don't know that that's, sometimes that can cause problems. I don't know legally if it can cause problems. Todd, do you?
I don't think there's any legal problem with it, it's just not something that's encouraged, spot
Right.
zoning, just like you said.
Right.
And I'm not familiar with what the zones are around it. It's especially discouraged if you have, industrial and want to, let's say, zone a residential right in the middle of that or something.
So I can provide some answer on that. It's on this side of the river. I think it's all B3 zoning and some R2 zoning to the south along Front Street. And then across on the other side of the river, I believe where Busy Bee used to be, I don't know what it is now. Yes, I think that's also B3 or either B1, and then it's R1 zoning over there. There's no B2 zoning.
I think it's B1 across the.
Yeah, I think you're actually right about that, Kevin.
Yeah.
But there's no B2.
But
Closest would be down along College Avenue.
Okay. I think north of town too, on 231. But the zoning code does state that this rezoning will not create an isolated or spot zone district unrelated to adjacent or nearby areas. And like I said, great project, but I don't know that rezoning a single parcel is the right thing to do. So I don't know if anybody else has any thoughts on,
I think it's the right thing to do.
as far as zoning a single parcel.
We don't have the maps we can put up on the screen to show the zonings.
No, not right now. Todd, is there a specific legal meaning behind that, unrelated to adjacent zones?
Well, I think what Mr. Irma's reading from is the criteria that you should take into consideration in considering.
Right, it doesn't say that it can't be done, but.
Right. And the way I read that, it's just, one on a list of criteria, the things that should be considered by the Plan Commission, making their recommendation to the City Council. I don't think that wording is intended to basically kill the application,
Right.
or there'd be many that would never
Right.
make it through, you know what I mean?
I do agree too with your statement that if it's not like it's industrial in a residential area, which would probably be, B2 is not that far
Yeah,
off.
what is it, a change from downtown to just regional?
Well, it's changing from B3 to B2, correct?
Yes, that's correct. From central business to regional business.
That is in the area and what it can do for even for our downtown, let alone the rest of the city.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's a great idea.
And you're right, the spot zoning is not to be entered lightly. But I don't think this is an issue, my opinion.
Seems like there'd only be 2 or 3 homes that would really be affected, and the river isolates the whole other half.
Yeah, and
It does.
the homes were already there when it was B3. And changing to B2 is even, I think, less obtrusive.
Now, for this application, did notifications have to be sent out to the adjoining landowners or within whatever?
Yes, they were sent out.
Yeah, and I went and met with them in person too. Yeah. Janelle has been.
No feedback here that there were no objections.
Right, this is Janelle's busy season at Embers, but she said, let me know if you need a one-time liquor license. Thanks, but no thanks.
My office hasn't received any communications about this other than just asking what exactly the petition is about.
Has everything else, Jacob, been submitted that's required for this type of
Yes.
petition?
Find out here, how many visitors did you project a month, a week?
0.25% is 60,000, so I'm saying low 150 a month, but more like 1,100 a month. I know, it's dramatically different.
Yeah.
if there's no other questions, I'd entertain a motion on this item.
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion to approve and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Good luck.
Yeah.
We're gonna have fun.
So to clarify, that's going to go with a favorable recommendation.
A favorable recommendation to the city council. Yes.
Which is Monday.
Yeah.
Yes. And Jacob, will you be bringing that to the city council Monday night?
I suppose I can.
Certainly.
Yes, I can do that.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Don't believe we have any unfinished business. Is there any public comment?
Good job.
Next meeting of the Planning Commission will be Thursday, January 15th at 5:30 PM. I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
Second.
The motion and second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Adjourn. You
I know, right?